Hey guys, welcome back to Solo Leveling Arise. In today's video, we've just entered the second day of play on my account. We're about a day and 2 hours into it, and we have been progressing quite fast, and I wanted to give you guys all the tips to progress your account as fast as possible, and this is focusing on your Jin Woo level, because that is the most important thing on your account if you want to progress through the game fast, because your level is what determines when you can unlock different campaign stages, which then allows you to boost your experience further and unlock more game modes in the game. So everything revolves around leveling Jin Woo efficiently. So that's what I want to focus on in this one. Now, another topic that I'll do another whole video on will be maximizing the power of your account. My account had God tier luck as free to play, so I have barely powered up my account. But for some people, if you haven't got the weapons, you haven't got the hunters, then powering up your account is going to be very important for actually clearing stages and getting to the breakpoints where you actually need experience. So that will be another video probably tomorrow that I'll upload, which will be, maximizing the potential of your account if you are struggling at clearing stages. But this one is focusing on actually optimizing the leveling system of Jin Woo so that you can keep progressing as much as you can, provided you're not hitting roadblocks on bosses and stuff like that that you just can't beat. So let's get into it. Now, there is 3 main ways that you are going to gain experience for Jin Woo. The first of which is going to be story. And this is the most important one and the one you want to focus on. Now, the next one is going to be gates, and the one after that is going to be the AFK loot. I'm going to touch on them in a sec. Like I said, the most important one is your campaign. Now, every stage in campaign that you complete for the first time, anyone that has the cups, the story ones don't include, but the battle ones, they all have a fixed amount of experience that he gets. The chapter 1's obviously going to have less experience than chapter 8 and so on and so forth, but that experience is fixed on them. So you want to prioritize doing these because that is experience that doesn't change in value over time. The stage has a fixed amount, and that's what you're going to get. So you want to prioritize these, and then once you get to a stage where you are stuck, being in this situation like me, where I can't progress to this stage until I'm level 37, you can just see it behind my head there. If I go to hard mode as well, and hard mode is a huge one. When you unlock hard mode, make sure you punch through hard mode and do that, because that gets you a bunch more experience. But you can see this one, I need level 40. I am stuck on both of these. The other thing is also make sure you do all the side chapters, because the side chapters are the same in both normal and hard mode. That with your first clear on any of these stages, don't worry about how many cups you get or trophies. You just want to clear the stage. Your first clear is what gets you all that experience. So do everything. Before you look to getting experience for Jin Woo anywhere else, do everything you can in the campaign. Now, once you are stuck, kind of like I am, that is when you look to the next 2 methods of gaining experience. Now, the first one is I just call it the AFK loot. I forget what they actually called in this game. Activity funds. So for this one, this is normally a spending thing, the special funds, but they do give you like a 3-day trial for free to try and bait you into buying it. So everyone gets this for 3 days. Now, this gives you 6 hours of loot. I always leave this until I'm stuck before I collect it so I can maximize how much loot I am getting from. These normal claims, you can claim it whenever because it just stacks the amount anyway and it's not too stressful. But this one, the special funds, you get 1 claim a day. It gives you 6 hours worth of loot. I try and leave that towards the end. It's not the most impactful because as you can see here, as you rank up, you do get better rewards, but also as you level up your hunters, your total hunter levels. So if you add all my hunters levels up, it's 108. You can level them up to get more. However, I don't recommend doing this because the amount of gold it will take you to boost up all of your hunters. Just from my first playthrough on the Canadian version, it gets way too expensive. You run out of gold super quick in this game once you start upgrading everything. So just upgrading random hunters, I find that I could only level about 3 hunters on the game in progression as free to play. If you're a spender, it's another story, but once again, that is there for bonuses, but I try to avoid that just because otherwise you hit a gold crunch later on in the game. But that's that one. Once again, once you're stuck, use those special funds if you want. But the big one on top of that is going to be your gates. Gates are super important for gaining experience. We have these bonuses that we can get. At the moment, mine is gold. At the start of the day, it's experience. You complete 3 gates, you get some experience. You 3 more, you get some more experience. You do 4 more, you get a good chunk of experience. So those are very important. But once again, with the gates, you do not want to do these early on in the day. If you are getting close to a daily reset, then yes, do your gates, because otherwise you just lose those extra keys. So you definitely want to do them if you're close to reset. But in general, you want to save them until you're stuck in campaign and then do it. The reason being is that as you're leveling your account up by getting experience through those campaign stages, as you level your account up, the level of scanning that you can do here increases. And as you can see, if we go here and we can't even see it. Does it show us the experience? It doesn't show you experience gains. But as you can see, we get different difficulties and it changes the power of the enemies. And you want to be always doing this at max difficulty possible, because at max difficulty, that is where you're getting your maximum experience that you can get for Jinwoo from them. As you can see here, this A rank is giving me 14 and 25. Let's see a B rank. Yeah, it's 1425 for A's. A B is giving me 1365. And what's this? A C is giving me 1305. So it's not a massive difference, and this is where it's very, very highly min-maxy in terms of going for S ranks. But you still don't want to be doing these early on, because in like level 1, you're getting like maybe 50 to 100 experience, whereas now you're getting 1,000. And if you used all 10 of your keys at the very start of the day when you could have leveled up, you can see that you're really missing out on a bunch of experience. So saving these until you're stuck in campaign is a very important thing. But then we can go ahead and rescan here. And what I do is, this is a super sweaty one. I only go for S rank dungeons or gates here, because the S ranks give you that bit more experience. Like I said, this gets super sweaty when, you know, it's 1413 here, and this is 1356. So it's like a bit over a 50 experience bonus when I look at my Jinwoo and his total experience bar is 69,256. So once again, that is a super sweaty thing. It also does help with one of the events that's ongoing, which is the gate exploration event. So the better the gates you explore, the higher you rank in this. If you want to rank, that's also like a thing there that you can look towards. But once again, I try and focus on S ranks. That is a super sweaty thing. You don't have to do that, especially if you are in the situation where the S ranks are actually hard to complete. Feel free to drop down A's, B's if you have to, but I always try and optimize and get the S ranks. But the core thing in here with gates is, once again, reiterating, do your campaign progression first, get stuck there before you even look towards doing these gates. Now, the other thing with gates is you can buy keys. Now, I bought a set of 3. So when you buy keys, you get 3. Your first purchase is 150 premium currency per day. Your second is 200, so on and so forth. Now, I bought mine because my Jinwoo was super close to leveling up. I wanted to keep progressing, so I bought 3 tickets, which got me the experience to go ahead and level him up, unlock more campaign stages, and keep progressing. I, however, don't recommend buying these as free-to-play, as a regular thing. If you're in that little situation where you're like, ooh, I just want to do it, like, go nuts. That's what I did. But in general, you don't want to be buying these. It just gets way too expensive. This is more of a Giga Whale territory type thing. And like, as you can see, like, if whales can spend, what is it, 32.50 per day on keys? Dude, free to play ain't doing that. Free to play ain't doing that. So maybe odd one purchase per day if you're really desperate to get a level up. But in general, avoid that because it's too much premium currency, essentially, is the way it is. But that is what we're looking at once again, and that is the main thing about progressing your account fast. Get that Jinwoo experience, focus campaign, then shift, get your AFK loot, and do your gates. And that is pretty much it. Another thing, if we're talking about optimizing, you can see here, if I go to my game modes, I have not done any of my on-call missions, and I haven't done any of my instance dungeons yet. That's because I'm trying to max out my level, because I don't want to run any of these that I've already done the difficulty of. For instance, I think this one's my furthest one. I haven't yet repeated any difficulty, so I want to keep using my first attack to unlock a new difficulty, and then that's my goal. Never repeat a difficulty except for a max difficulty or the highest difficulty I can do at the end of the day, and that's the way I like to optimize these ones. Once again, that's a bit more sweaty, but it might be something that you guys want to do. And then the other thing is, tied into these as well, is make sure you've played for 1 hour, is go to the challenges. Make sure you track these challenges, because you will get those extra keys as well through these challenges along the way, and you can keep progressing there. Now, the one last thing I want to mention is, if you are stuck, kind of like where I am, and you've got nothing else to do, you're like, okay, I need to wait for tomorrow's keys, tomorrow's gate reset, so I can get that bonus experience to be able to level up, to be able to do anything. The number one thing I recommend doing is going back and going through these other stages and getting the rest of the trophies so that you can get yourself some extra summons. Because at the end of the day, powering up your account is going to help you clear stages that you're stuck on, and more summons are going to help you do that as well. So more summons equals more chances at those SSR units and weapons that are going to help you out. So go back and clear through those. On top of that, you can also go back into the other game modes. For instance, we have the Battlefield of Trials. You can come in here, work through it, because every 5 floors, you're going to get yourself an extra 5 summons, plus a bunch of resources for upgrading your account. So if you are stuck, that is what I would be looking at doing. Once again, that is my thoughts on maximizing the progression speed of your account. Maximizing the efficiency of Jinwoo experience is the most important thing, along with sweating super hard and not going to sleep and playing the game flat out, because it does take a lot of time invested to progress this game faster as well. And also being able to clear stages. But once again, I will make another video probably tomorrow going through maximizing the power of your account so that you don't get stuck on stages. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.